Have you ever had that strange feeling in your chest when you're with someone? That knot in your stomach that appears for no apparent reason? According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, a neuroscientist and expert on the mind-body connection, these aren't just coincidences or random nerves. They're literally neurobiological signals your body is sending to warn you that you're on an incompatible energetic frequency. The fascinating thing is that most of us ignore these signs, rationalize them, or attribute them to other causes, continuing in relationships that eventually lead to pain, frustration, and energetic stagnation. But before we reveal the 7 scientifically proven signs that the universe is trying to distance you from someone, let's activate your quantum intuition. Write right now in the comments, "My body is a quantum detector that perfectly recognizes who is aligned with my evolution." By declaring this, you are activating specific neural circuits that increase your sensitivity to the subtle signals that your nervous system has been picking up all along, but that your conscious mind has been filtering out. The body's intuitive wisdom. Dr. Joe Dispenza has spent decades investigating how our bodies possess an intelligence that often surpasses our rational mind. Through studies using advanced brain scanning technology, he has shown that our hearts and digestive systems possess complex neural networks that process information and make decisions independently of our conscious brains. In fact, the heart contains approximately 40,000 neurons that constitute a small brain capable of sensing, learning, and remembering. These neurons respond not only to chemical and electrical signals from our bodies, but also to the electromagnetic fields of the people around us. When we interact with someone whose energy field is incompatible with ours, these cardiac neurons detect the discrepancy and send warning signals through the nervous system. This is what many call intuition, but what science now recognizes as cardiac coherence. The electromagnetic resonance of relationships. What few people understand is that every human relationship operates under the principles of quantum physics. This isn't just a metaphor. We literally emit and receive electromagnetic frequencies that can be measured with sophisticated equipment. Dr. Dispenza has documented how 2 people in a harmonious relationship synchronize their heart and brain rhythms, creating a state he calls interpersonal coherence. This phenomenon occurs when the brain waves and heart patterns of both people align, producing an amplified electromagnetic field that is beneficial for both. Conversely, when we're with someone who's not aligned with our essential frequency, what Dispenza calls destructive interference occurs. Our energetic systems clash instead of harmonizing, creating disturbances that our bodies register as physical, emotional, and mental discomfort. The 7 neurobiological warning signs. Now let's get down to business. These are the 7 signs that, according to Dispenza's research, indicate your nervous system is detecting a fundamental incompatibility with someone. First sign, unexplained energetic fatigue. Have you noticed that after spending time with a certain person, you feel inexplicably drained, even when you haven't engaged in any intense physical activity? This happens because your nervous system is constantly working to protect you from an energetic field that destabilizes your own coherence. Dr. Dispenza explains that each person has a unique energy signature. When we interact with someone whose energy signature is radically incompatible with our own, our body consumes enormous amounts of energy trying to maintain its balance, resulting in the characteristic exhaustion that many mistake for having a bad day. Second sign, localized body tension. Pay attention to where tension manifests in your body when you're with this person. According to Dispenza, different areas of the body correspond to different types of energetic incompatibility. Tension in the neck and shoulders indicates that you're forcing a mental connection that isn't flowing naturally. Pressure or pain in the solar plexus, stomach area, reveals a conflict of wills or intentions. Tension in the throat suggests you're suppressing your truth to maintain the relationship. Discomfort in the heart area is perhaps the clearest. It indicates a fundamental discordance in values and energetic frequencies. Third sign, sleep disturbances after the interaction. One of the most revealing but least recognized signs is how your sleep patterns change after interacting with a certain person. Dispenza's research shows that when our nervous system perceives an energetic threat, even a subtle one, our brain remains on alert during sleep. This manifests as difficulty falling asleep, after seeing that person, frequent awakenings during the night, or disturbing dreams involving conflict or persecution. Your subconscious is processing information that your conscious mind may be ignoring. Fourth sign, persistent cognitive dissonance. Do you find yourself constantly justifying or rationalizing someone's behavior? Do you feel the need to convince yourself that the relationship is positive? According to Dispenza, this cognitive dissonance is a response from your neocortex trying to reconcile the alarm signals from your limbic system with your conscious desire to maintain the relationship. In his words, when your mind and heart are in constant conflict over a person, your body is trying to tell you something fundamental about the energetic coherence of that relationship. Fifth sign, negative synchronicities. Dispenza has documented how the universe uses synchronicities as a guidance system. When a relationship is not aligned with your highest good, you'll begin to notice patterns of obstacles and difficulties arising specifically in relation to that person. These can manifest as last-minute cancellations, frequent misunderstandings, missed opportunities when they're involved, or even minor accidents or setbacks that consistently occur when you're with them or planning to see them. These synchronicities aren't punishments, but rather what Dispenza describes as the universe creating friction to steer you toward a path of least resistance and greater coherence. Sixth sign, confusion in your value system. One of the most subtle but profound signs is the confusion you begin to experience about your own values and priorities. Dispenza's research shows that when we are in the presence of someone who operates on a frequency fundamentally incompatible with our own, our nervous system enters a state of conflict that manifests as moral or ethical confusion. If you find yourself compromising values that were previously non-negotiable or justifying behaviors that you would otherwise consider unacceptable, your body is sending you a clear signal. This relationship is interfering with your internal coherence. Seventh sign, altered immune response. Perhaps the most scientifically verifiable sign, your immune system responds directly to the energetic compatibility of your relationships. Dispenza has found that when we're in relationships that create destructive interference, our immune system weakens, making us more susceptible to illness. If you notice that you're getting sick more often since starting a relationship, or that chronic conditions are exacerbated when you spend time with a certain person, your body is literally telling you that this connection is weakening your vital energy field. The science of interpersonal coherence. What makes Dispenza's work so revolutionary is that he has managed to scientifically measure what spiritual masters have taught for millennia, that the quality of our relationships directly affects our physical well-being and our conscious evolution. Using electroencephalograms, heart rate variability, and electromagnetic field measurements, Dispenza has demonstrated that when two people are truly energetically aligned, their bodies enter a state of biological quantum entanglement. In this state, both people experience increased brain coherence, synchronized heart rhythms, increased production of positive neurotransmitters, strengthened immune system, greater ability to manifest shared intentions. On the contrary, energetically discordant relationships produce chaotic brain patterns, subtle arrhythmias in cardiac function, hormonal imbalances, especially elevated cortisol, immune suppression, blocked ability to manifest. Why it's so hard to leave? Despite all these signs, many people stay in relationships their bodies are clearly identifying as harmful. Why? Dispenza explains that this is due to what he calls emotional addiction. Every emotion we experience produces a specific biochemical cascade in our body. When we repeatedly experience certain emotions in a relationship, even if they're negative, our body becomes addicted to that emotional chemistry. That's why many people experience withdrawal when they consider ending a toxic relationship. It's not just an emotional attachment, it's a true biochemical dependence on the emotional states that relationship produces, even if they're painful. As Dispenza explains, your body doesn't distinguish between good and bad emotions. It only recognizes the familiar, and it will fight to maintain the familiar, even when the familiar is destroying you. Observed release patterns. Throughout her advanced workshops, Dispenza has documented consistent patterns in people who eventually recognize and respond to these bodily signals, freeing themselves from energetically discordant relationships. On the physical level, many experience immediate improvement in conditions they had accepted as normal. Recurring headaches, digestive problems, chronic fatigue, and even autoimmune conditions begin to resolve when the person eliminates the energetic interference. On an emotional level, they report a feeling of lightness and clarity that many describe as a weight lifted off. This isn't just a metaphor. The heart's electromagnetic field literally expands and strengthens when it's freed from destructive interference. Perhaps the most significant thing happens at the level of consciousness. People who detach themselves from energetically incompatible relationships experience what Dispenza calls a quantum leap of consciousness, a sudden expansion of their perception and manifesting capabilities, as if they have eliminated an interference field that limited their access to higher states of coherence. The 7-day experiment. If you suspect you might be in a relationship that your body is identifying as energetically incompatible, Dispenza suggests a simple 7-day experiment. For 1 week, keep a detailed record of how you feel physically before, during, and after interacting with that person. Pay particular attention to your energy level, mental clarity, specific physical sensations, and sleep quality. Don't try to analyze or interpret during this period. Simply observe and record as objectively as possible, as if you were a scientist studying a natural phenomenon. At the end of the 7 days, review your notes, looking for patterns. Most people are surprised to discover crystal clear correlations that their conscious mind had been ignoring or rationalizing away. This simple mindfulness exercise activates what Dispenza calls the quantum observer, the part of your consciousness that, by directly observing a phenomenon, changes its manifestation in your reality. The quantum decision. If, at the end of this experiment, you confirm that your body is sending clear signals of energetic incompatibility, you face what Dispenza calls a quantum decision, a branching point in your life's matrix of possibilities. Walking away from an energetically discordant relationship isn't simply ending a connection, it's choosing a completely different timeline for your evolution. It is, in quantum physics terms, collapsing the wave function of infinite possibilities into a reality where your energetic coherence takes priority. This decision should not be made from fear or resentment, but from a deep understanding that true compassion begins with honoring the innate wisdom of your own energetic system. As Dispenza explains, by choosing relationships that enhance your coherence rather than diminish it, you're not just benefiting yourself, you're helping elevate the collective consciousness field of the entire planet. The signals your body sends you aren't opinions, they're precise neurobiological data about the energetic compatibility of your relationships. Ignoring them isn't noble or loving, it's denying the innate wisdom the universe has embedded in every cell of your being. I invite you immediately after finishing this video to take a moment to perform a mindful body scan. Close your eyes, breathe deeply and ask yourself, what physical sensations do I experience when I think of this person? Observe without judgment, allowing your body's intelligence to communicate its truth. If this knowledge has resonated with you, please help me share this wisdom with more people who might be ignoring their own body's signals due to social or emotional conditioning. Subscribe to this channel for more revelations about the science of consciousness and like it, so the algorithm can show this video to those who need to hear this message now. And now I'd love to hear from you. What body signal have you been ignoring in a relationship? Share in the comments by writing, "My body has been warning me about your specific signal, and now I'm listening." This public declaration is a powerful first step toward your restored energetic coherence. Remember the words of Dr. Joe Dispenza himself. Your body is your subconscious mind made real. It doesn't speak in words, it speaks in sensations, and it never ever lies. Until the next video, where we'll continue exploring the boundary between quantum science and body wisdom. This is Jesus Vega, reminding you that the greatest relationship you'll ever have is coherence with your own essential frequency, and everything else must align with that truth, or it simply doesn't belong in your energetic field.